She texted me, "I really like you, but I think we should just stay friends." I replied, "Thank you for being honest." From that moment, I decided to treat her like any ordinary friend. No fine dining, no expensive gifts. Just a week later, she mentioned my name in her latest post. "I really like you, but I think we should just stay friends." That one text hit harder than I expected. For a second, I just stared at my phone, reading it over and over again until the words started to blur. My heart raced, not from heartbreak, but from a hollow, empty feeling. The quiet fear I'd been avoiding had finally arrived. I didn't reply right away. I sat there frozen, phone still in my hand, trying to feel something. Anger, sadness, relief. Then I nodded to myself, even though she wasn't there to see it. A small, tired nod, like I was telling my own reflection, "All right, I get it." So I typed back, simple and clean, "Thanks for being honest." I set my phone down, leaned back in my chair, and exhaled like I'd been holding my breath for months. From that moment on, I made a silent promise to myself. If Emma wanted to be friends, then I'd treat her exactly like one. And honestly, I didn't realize it then, but that tiny decision, that calm little text, would change everything between us. Emma wasn't just some random girl I met online. She was different. The kind of person who walks into a room and suddenly everyone's a little more alive. Smart, funny, confident, and yes, she had that kind of smile that just makes you forget what you were about to say. We met through mutual friends about a year ago. At first, it was casual movie nights, group hangouts, inside jokes that only we got. Then, somewhere along the way, I started noticing her more. The way she scrunched her nose when she laughed, how she'd listen like you were the only one talking in the whole room. I didn't fall all at once. It was slow and deliberate. 6 months of showing her what she meant to me without ever saying it out loud. I wasn't trying to impress her with money. I just wanted to show I cared. When she mentioned she loved sushi, I booked a table at her favorite spot. When her earbuds broke, I replaced them for her birthday. If she needed someone to talk to, I was there. Midnight calls after bad days, random drives around the city, small things that felt like they mattered. And the thing is, she did seem to care. She'd smile when I showed up, she'd lean on my shoulder when we watched movies, she'd call me her favorite person. You know, all those little gestures that make you believe maybe she feels the same. So yeah, I thought we were building something real, something mutual. Turns out, I was just building a version of us that only existed in my head. When she sent that "we should just be friends" text, it wasn't even anger that hit me. It was embarrassment. It's like I'd been reading a completely different script this whole time. But I guess that's on me. I never asked what page she was on. Looking back, I realized how much I'd made her a priority when I was just an option. I was always the one texting first, planning hangouts, buying gifts, checking in. She never asked for it, but she also never stopped me. And that's the part that stings. How easy it was for her to accept everything without giving much back. And yet, I don't hate her for it. She didn't promise me anything. She was just being herself, and I was the one projecting something more. So, after that text, I made a decision. No more maybe someday. No more chasing. If she wanted to be friends, fine, I'd be her friend. But I'd stop being the version of myself who revolved around her. I remember the first morning after. Usually, I'd text her something dumb like, "Good morning, coffee queen," or send a meme. That day, I didn't. I just got up, made my own breakfast, and let the silence stay. It felt weird at first, like breaking habit. But underneath that awkward quiet, there was a strange sense of relief, like I'd finally stepped off a treadmill I didn't realize I'd been running on. That's when I knew I wasn't going to play the same role anymore. From now on, Emma would be just another friend. At least, that's what I thought. The shift started immediately, not with a grand gesture or some new me speech, just quiet, subtle changes that even I barely noticed at first. I'd reply, but only when I had time. Her, Hey, want to grab coffee later? Me, can't today, maybe some other time. Her, what are you up to? Me, just busy with some stuff. Polite, friendly, but distant. At first, it felt awkward as hell, like trying to walk normally after you've been limping for months. I had to stop myself from overthinking every text, from rereading what she said, from trying to read between the lines. But the more I pulled back, the lighter I felt. And funnily enough, that's when she started noticing. The first sign came 3 days in, a random text at 11 p.m. "You've been quiet lately. Everything okay?" I stared at the screen for a while before typing, "Yeah, all good. Just been busy." Then came the missed calls, one at midnight, another the next morning, followed by a "oops, wrong button" text that I didn't buy for a second. The truth? She wasn't used to me not orbiting her anymore. When we hung out with friends, I made sure to keep it casual. I sat across the table instead of next to her. I talked to everyone, laughed, joined in, but didn't give her any special attention. If she made a joke, I smiled. If she looked at me a little too long, I looked away. It wasn't an act, it was just balance. And apparently, balance felt like rejection to her. She started dropping hints, subtle at first. "Met this guy from work today, he's nice but not as thoughtful as you." Or, "Oh, this new friend took me out for dinner, but he totally forgot to ask what I wanted first. You'd never do that." I'd just smile or text back, "Haha, sounds like you had fun though." Nothing more. She started posting sad quotes and black and white selfies, hinting at missing the old times. Before, I might have messaged immediately. Now I just reacted with a heart and moved on. She seemed unsettled by it. I could tell because one night she texted again, this time a bit sharper. "You've really changed, huh?" I stared at the message for a while before replying, "Guess we both have." The next time we met, another group hangout, she showed up late, wearing that perfume I used to compliment. She laughed louder, touched my arm when she talked, acted like nothing had ever changed. But I'd already seen the pattern. I realized she wasn't just reconnecting, it felt like she was trying to regain the attention she'd lost. And honestly, that realization hit harder than any rejection, because for the first time, I saw her clearly. Not the version I built in my head, but the real her. Someone who liked the attention, the validation, the emotional comfort I gave, but not the commitment that came with it. And I was done playing that role. That night, after she left, one of our friends joked, "Man, Emma seems kind of thrown off lately. What did you do?" I just laughed. Nothing. That's kind of the point. Over the next few weeks, I focused on myself. Hit the gym again, signed up for a short design course I'd been putting off, started hanging out with other friends, people who didn't drain me emotionally. It's wild how different life feels when you stop trying to earn someone's approval. I started sleeping better, eating better, smiling for real. But deep down, a part of me knew this wasn't over. Emma wasn't the type to let go quietly. And when people start losing the control they used to have, they either walk away gracefully or they start making noise. She chose noise. It happened on a random Thursday night. I was half asleep scrolling through Instagram when a notification popped up. "Emma tagged you in a post." My first thought was, huh? We hadn't taken a picture together in months. Curious, I tapped on it and instantly froze. It was a throwback photo of us, taken during a beach trip with friends last summer. I was handing her a drink, both of us laughing. She'd cropped everyone else out, just me and her in the frame. The caption read, "Some people show you what genuine care looks like. Thank you for everything, Alex. #grateful, #throwback." I just stared at it, jaw slightly open. She didn't just post a memory, she tagged me publicly for all our mutual friends to see. The comments started rolling in almost immediately. "Oh, are you two back together? Finally! You guys were so cute. Wait, what's going on here?" I felt this weird mix of frustration and disbelief building in my chest. She knew exactly what she was doing. This wasn't nostalgia, this was control, a way to pull me back into her orbit, publicly no less. I didn't comment, didn't like the post. I just sat there staring at my phone for a few minutes before opening our chat.
"Hey, can you please remove my tag from that post?" "What? Why?" It's just an old photo. Don't take it so seriously. Emma, it's misleading. People think we're together. Oh, come on, you're overreacting. I just wanted to share a nice memory. I took a slow breath, trying not to let the irritation spill into my words. We're not together. I'd appreciate it if you respected that. A minute later, she left me on read. Then, about 10 minutes after that, the tag disappeared. Honestly, I wasn't even angry, just tired. Tired of the games, the mixed signals, the manipulation disguised as innocent gestures. That night, I muted her stories, for good this time. It's strange how peaceful it felt, like closing a door you should have shut months ago. The next few days were quiet. Then one of our mutual friends messaged me, half joking. "Dude, what happened with you and Emma? She seems kind of off lately." I just replied, "Nothing happened. I just stopped participating." And that was the truth, because for the first time in a long time, I wasn't reacting to her anymore. I wasn't waiting for her to miss me or trying to prove my worth. I was finally living my life, not hers. Little did I know that small act of reclaiming my peace would trigger the final, most desperate move she'd ever make. A few months passed. By then, Emma was mostly a ghost in my digital life, muted, out of sight, out of mind. And life felt good. I started seeing someone new, and her name's Lily. We met through a small marketing project at work. She was funny, independent, and easy to talk to. There were no games, no guess what I'm thinking puzzles, no emotional roller coasters. With her, everything just clicked. She didn't need me to constantly prove myself. She didn't want gifts or grand gestures, just time, honesty, and effort. I'd take her out for coffee. We'd walk around the park, laugh about dumb stuff, and it all felt simple, equal. And that's when I realized love isn't supposed to feel like a test. For the first time in years, I wasn't anxious about saying the wrong thing or not being enough. I could just be me. So yeah, I posted a photo. Nothing crazy, just us at a small rooftop cafe, smiling. Caption, "Good company, good view." A few hours later, one of my friends texted, "Emma saw your post." I didn't even have to ask how he knew, because 2 hours after that, I got a call, an unknown number. I hesitated, then recognized her voice before she even spoke. "Alex?" she said. I hesitated for a few seconds, then answered, "Hello? Alex?" Her voice cracked like she'd been crying. "It's me." "Yeah, Emma, I saw your picture. You're dating someone now." "Yeah, I am, Emma." "She looks nice." There was this long pause, the kind where you can feel the other person struggling to breathe. Then she broke. "Alex, I messed up, Alex. I really did. I didn't realize what I had until you stopped caring. You were always there for me, and I don't know what I was thinking. I miss you. Please, can we just talk? Maybe try again?" Her voice was trembling, full of guilt and desperation. And for a moment, I just sat there quietly, listening, not out of pity or anything, but out of closure. When she finished, I took a deep breath. "Emma, I appreciate what you're saying, but I don't think you actually miss me. I think you miss the attention. You miss how I made you feel." She didn't respond, but I could hear her breathing unevenly. "What you're feeling right now isn't love, it's regret. And that's okay. We all learn from it. But I can't be the lesson you keep coming back to." There was another silence. I could tell she was crying. "Emma, so that's it? You don't feel anything anymore?" "I do, just not what you want me to feel. I care about you, but not the same way. And honestly, I'm thankful for everything that happened because it taught me what I actually deserve." I said it calmly. "I hope you find your peace, Emma, really. But I'm done trying to fix something that was never meant to be broken in the first place." Before she could answer, I said goodbye and hung up. Then I just sat there, phone face down, quiet apartment around me, and felt nothing. And that's when I realized this was the real ending. Not when she said, "Let's just be friends." Not when I stopped texting. This was it. The final chapter closed, clean and silent. I stepped onto the balcony, the city lights twinkling softly below. Cool air brushed past me, bringing a quiet sense of peace, and I smiled.
Not a triumphant I won kind of smile, just the peaceful kind that comes when you finally stop fighting a battle that's been over for a while.
For months, I thought that text, "Thanks for being honest," was for her. But maybe it was really for me. Because honesty isn't just telling someone how you feel, it's admitting to yourself when something's not right anymore. And walking away isn't weakness. Sometimes it's the strongest thing you can do. Thank you for listening all the way to the end. If you've ever gone through something similar, I hope this story reminded you that sometimes losing someone isn't the end. It's how we find ourselves again. See you in the next one.